chlorophyll drops to optimize energy, beauty tonics to detoxify, vitamin gummies to de-bloat and cut water weight. The list goes on and on. If you've scrolled through Instagram or TikTok lately, it seems like every week there's a new viral product or trend that everyone's buying into. But behind the branding and buzzwords lies a murkier reality, one where there's little government regulation, fact-checking, and profit is the number one priority.
There's so much money attached to this. It's very hard to see who the bad actors are. And so I think you have to be able to look for certain words like natural, detox, biohack. These are terms that are loosely used and they're completely unregulated. And it's very hard to be able to sort of trace the claims of a lot of these products.
That's Hayley Krischer, a journalist and the author of the book You Belong to Me. She highlights the example of a well-known celebrity wellness company that's made tens of millions of dollars in revenue.
In You Belong to Me, I based it on a specific a celebrity wellness brand that rhymes with the word poop. But in 2018, there was a huge New York Times article written about this company, and they had reported that, the owner of this company, this celebrity, was supposed to get a huge deal with Vogue magazine, and they were going to have their own magazine put out. But the celebrity company, this celebrity wellness company said, well, we have one issue is that we don't want any of our stuff fact-checked. And Vogue said, well, that's not something we could do because that's a deal breaker for us. So, you have these wellness companies and you have people who are saying, well, we're not interested in fact-checking these products because they don't have to.
Over the years, Krischer has seen firsthand how the rise of the internet and social media has led to countless new wellness products, treatments, and experiences.
The wellness industry is a $6.3 trillion industry, and it's supposed to hit $9 trillion by 2028. So I think with knowing all of this and sort of seeing the very beginning of where the industry came from, where, people really felt like they wanted to use wellness products because they needed help. They wanted to feel better. And I think we all feel that way. I think that that's where I sort of, had my big jumping off point, that I've always been sort of fascinated by this entire world and the monetization of this world.
And the influence is real, especially on young people. A 2023 report from Common Sense Media found that 75% of teens follow at least one influencer, and a growing number trust influencer marketing more than traditional ads. Combine that with hyper-targeted algorithms, and it's hard to shy away from products that claim to have everything you need.
In the book Careless People, which is the memoir about Facebook by Sarah Wynne Williams, she writes about how Facebook detected when teen girls deleted selfies so it could serve them beauty ads. So, and that's not just teen girls. This is happening to women as well and men. Like, this isn't happening organically. These social media companies are manipulating kids and us in ways that far differ from television commercials or magazine ads. We have access to our faces all day long with our phones. And so we have access to social media targeting all day long. And so we are just bombarded by these images and by, these images of ourselves and what we need to be able to do to make ourselves, quote unquote, feel better or look better.
And it's all too easy to fall into this cycle. Buy a serum from a clean beauty brand endorsed by your favorite creator? Easy. Click an Amazon link for an energy-boosting supplement in the middle of the night. It's already on your doorstep by morning. Krischer says that these tactics aren't going anywhere, so it's unfortunately up to the consumer to question the product and do their research.
With my daughter, I've really spoken to her about how influencers get paid, how they are, taking multiple, hundreds upon hundreds, sometimes thousands of pictures of themselves or videos before they actually put it online. There are ways for people to use sort of these photoshopping apps that manipulate their images. I hate to say that you have to be wary of everything that you see online, but you actually do. And it's sad because look, beauty stores like Sephora and Ulta, they're seeing huge surges in young customers. And, It's because they're constantly being bombarded by these images on social media.
And yet, not all wellness is a scam. Some practices offer real comfort, even if they're not scientifically proven. When it comes to this space, it's about knowing what actually works and benefits you in the long term. Krischer shares how she pays for Reiki appointments, a form of no-touch healing.
If there have been studies on Reiki, I think that many of them have shown that it's not exactly something that can be proven that it works. But for me, personally, I find it to be extremely calming. I find it to be extremely helpful, and I feel better after I'm doing it. I feel more grounded. I feel more connected to myself. I feel less anxiety.
Krischer believes that wellness itself is not a scam. The desire to feel better is inherently human. What's a scam is the predatory marketing and the selling of a fantasy. And we all have to get better at asking, is this real, or is it just something shiny? To learn more about the wellness industry and our guest, Hayley Krischer, head to viewpointsradio.org. Check out her new book, You Belong to Me, now available online and in bookstores. The story was written by our executive producer, Amira Zaveri. Our studio manager is Jason Dickey. I'm Gary Price. This segment is sponsored by Capital One. Banking with Capital One helps you keep more money in your wallet with no fees or minimums on checking accounts and no overdraft fees. What's in your wallet? Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One N.A., member FDIC.